You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. A new cross-Canada initiative is giving voice to a community that recently hasn't been able to share theirs, at least not in the usual way. Sonic Timelapse Project is a collaborative choral project in the times of social distancing. And to learn more about it, we've reached Winnipeg conductor and music educator Geung Kroeker-Lee. Hey, Geung.
Hi, Simon. How's it going?
You know what? I'm not doing too badly. I'm wondering, can you tell us a little bit about this Sonic Timelapse project?
Yeah, it kind of came as an idea. I think when everything started shutting down, we were all we were all clamoring to do something, and there was a lot of pent up energy around that, but then also a lot of uncertainty around should we be doing anything because we don't know when things will come back. But I had this idea of, wouldn't it be amazing if we could come up with a collection of new works, new choral works that spoke kind of specifically to what our society is experiencing at this time. And the initial idea was that I wanted to have an entire concert of works written during the pandemic, and then that it wouldn't because looking at it from a logistic point of view and financial, obviously, I needed some partners in this. So I thought, well, maybe you could get other choirs to jump on this as sort of like a consortium, and then we could premiere this together simultaneously when we can sing again. So that was kind of the idea. That's where it had started. And then I reached out to two composers that are in our field, really prominent Canadian composers. One is Laura Hawley. She's based in Edmonton. I met her a few years ago while I was doing a residency program at the Banff Center. And then Katerina Guimond, who is a really prolific writer these days, based out of Vancouver. I love her music. I've always wanted to do some sort of collaboration with her. So I just kind of sent them a Facebook message saying, hey, I want to do something like this. I don't know where or if the money could come from anywhere because, we're all kind of hurting for money right now. But maybe you want to try this with me? And they were totally on board. And so we've been meeting, semi-regularly over Zoom, trying to hash out a plan on how to launch this thing. And it's evolved to a place where now we are engaging Canadian choral conductors and composers and choristers to get a sense of what everyone's experience is like during COVID. And rather than having a concert, like a full program of repertoire from that time, we're actually just building a collection of works that we're using. We're going to use crowdfunding strategies through likely Patreon, and so that like many different choirs all over Canada can get in on this unique opportunity.
So the music itself is going to be written by both Laura Hawley and Katerina Guimond, right?
No, they're just spearheading it. And they will be writing, but we're going to be reaching out to the composer community and saying, hey, here are a bunch of prompts and ideas that our choral community is coming up with for this project. How can we take that and what can we come up with for this to get some new music off the ground?
So choristers have already and conductors have been able to kind of contribute what they're feeling in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. And choral singing is all about community, either a local community or in this case, a national one, and growing it that way. Have you heard different concerns, different needs from different areas of the country, or has the sentiment been similar?
I think the sentiment is similar. We haven't seen a lot of submissions yet because we just started it last week and they're rolling in slowly. But I think the unique part of this experience right now that we're all facing is that it is sort of a unified collective experience. And whether you're, on the West Coast or in the prairies or on the East Coast, I think it's just something that we can all relate to. And of course, but within that, there's people are experiencing through things differently because of their own personal experiences and how that is facing up to what the pandemic is, how that it is, affecting them. And so we thought this process would get a very interesting spectrum of people's experiences.
Totally. So away from the Sonic Timelapse project, you yourself are a conductor and a music educator. How have you been feeling amidst all of this? If you had to submit to the Sonic Timelapse project, what's your experience been like the last while?
Just I feel like it's like you get a burst of energy of whether that's creativity or positivity, uh, and then you're kind of in mourning again. And it's been a lot of ups and downs through that. Personally, I've had a lot of change. We have a COVID baby. Our second kid was born at the end of March, and we also moved into a new place. So there's been a lot of exciting change
Yeah.
within all of this. But there's this like underlying uncertainty, and the expression that I always keep going back to these days is uh, no one. It feels like no one knows what they're doing, but everyone feels like everyone else is doing the wrong thing. It's a really really weird thing to or like I don't know. That's how I've been feeling a lot these days, and you just it feels like you're always kind of tiptoeing around things with all this COVID stuff, and then trying to plan for the season ahead, whether that's school year or the concert season. Um, yeah, you think you've got a handle on things, and then it turns out you don't, or like, am I looking for loopholes, or all the nuances and all the gray areas. Find it really, really challenging to just build a life. It seems these days.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of frustration, I'm sure. And yet, as you mentioned, in terms of those bursts of creativity through Prairie Voices and Prairie Voices Inc., you guys have done some very exciting and enticing and just fantastically catchy and uplifting virtual concerts as well in getting the singers to perform together and sharing your voices and doing what you're doing. So I just want to thank you for that and for continuing to grow the choral community and connecting communities across Canada through this Sonic Timelapse project. It really sounds like a great one.
Thanks, Simon. I think we're all just trying to figure something out and do uh, just to contribute to our community here in a positive way, so that we can all get through this together. The core kind of idea around this Sonic Timelapse project is that it helps choirs, conductors, composers, singers get involved all together. And when we're embarking on a season ahead that is full of uncertainties, especially for our choral community,
Hmm.
I think we thought this would be a great way for people to have something to work towards, but also have an opportunity, an outlet to express the things that they would perhaps normally express through song. And when we don't get an opportunity to do that, unfortunately, perhaps this is the way we do it. And then hopefully sooner than later, these works will come to life, and we can put them on stage and we can share it with our national community.
And Manitoba has such a vibrant choral community. If people want to get involved, where can they go?
Yeah, we don't have like a very nice website address, unfortunately, at this point. We're doing a very grassrootsy. And so the website is sonictimelapse.weebly.com, or you can find us on Instagram. Our handle is Sonic Timelapse, and we have information on there as well on how to submit, and we'll update you as things progress. If you are a chorister, we will likely be opening up for your submissions and your involvement in September when the new season kicks off. So you can take the summer to just kind of keep track of what we're up to. And conductors and choral educators, now is a great time for you to jump on and see what we're all about.
And of course, we'll share all of that on the Classic 107 website. Thanks again, Guillaume.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks for having me.